Hey everybody, Default Miserable here, and welcome to a new Let's Play. It's been a while. Welcome to Luigi's Mansion Randomizer. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is Luigi's Mansion, but it is randomized. Everything is randomized. There's a lot to explain. There's a lot to go over. But we're just gonna go ahead and jump right in, and I think you'll get the gist of it pretty quickly. Okay, so we're already starting off with the vacuum. That is a huge start. Okay, gold bar. We're starting off in the conservatory. So if you look at the very top of my game, you can see the items that I am actively receiving. It'll also show it in-game too, but if you just want to see the most recent item I've gotten at any point, you can just refer to the top of the screen. We also get a free hint to start off with. It's not the most useful hint, but yeah, so as you can see, so we started off in the conservatory, so we have immediately visited the conservatory, which gives us the East Attic hallway key, which is not going to be much use to us currently because we're not near the attic. And then we also start off with the Poltergust 3000, which is pretty huge. So let's go ahead and talk to Toad here. And let's go to the lab. Okay, we got the Boneyard key for speaking to Toad. And let's go ahead and go to the training room. And while we're doing the training room, we're gonna complete the training, but we're also gonna try to catch 9 ghosts in the training. So our goal for this randomizer is to collect all 50 boos, which are completely randomized items into the pool. We will be like catching boos once we get our boo radar. But the boos will, once we capture the boos, they will be randomized items sent to us. So they could realistically be anything. So say I catch a boo, it will maybe be like a gold bar or something. So our goal is to to collect all 50 boos, and then we will go and fight the final boss fight. But we also have the requirement of needing. Ooh! Oh my god! I'm kind of amazing like that. We have another separate goal of also got all 10. Nice. I keep getting sidetracked. We also have a separate goal of needing, or not goal, but requirement of hitting an A rank. Otherwise, we will not be able to complete the game. And we will do that by finding money, basically. Money is also a big part of the vanilla game. You usually find it in random furniture and such. We can come to the gallery and interact with these statues for a check as well. Nothing important, obviously, apparently. So usually in the vanilla game you find money just by checking random furniture and such. Money is randomized into the pool, so we could check literally anything and it could be for money. So if we hit X here, we can look at our map. You can also see a more detailed map in the bottom right, to see which it'll update as I go into different areas, to the different floors. But you can see what checks are where and where I haven't gotten checks and where I have done checks. So if we can zoom in here, I do not have the key to the conservatory yet, so we are stuck to the conservatory. But there are a lot of checks here because, as you've probably noticed already, interacting with every... Oh, we already got a no vac trap, so we have to just stand around and wait for our vacuum to come. I mean, we can still interact with stuff. Another key already. Okay. Every object you can interact with is its own separate check. Okay, we're getting a lot of keys. Very nice. Which is referred to as a furniture sandy. Ooh, a diamond. I might be able to get it if Luigi will stop running around. Okay, we got our conservatory key, so we will be able to leave when we are done here, which is good. Another diamond, okay. And that's basically how this works in a nutshell, more or less. Okay, let's not get poisoned there. I'm also gonna go ahead and pick up the pearls as we get them. Pearls are an easy way to get money aside from finding the money in random checks, because the big ones are worth 1 million, as from what I'm aware of. Ooh, no, stop talking to me. No, Toad, I'm gonna need you to get out of my way. Can I open this with like the vacuum? No. Toad, stop speaking to me. Okay, there we go. I was like, am I allowed to open this without speaking to Toad? But yeah, so I've been oh my god, I'm not trying to talk to you. So I've been doing a lot of this. So I'm doing this with Archipelago, which, if you don't know, it's a multi-world randomizer. So if I wanted to, I could be doing this with multiple games, or I could be doing it with a friend who could be playing something else. But it is also a fun way to experience like solo randomizers without it being a completely like just separate mod from the vanilla game. And I will leave the link to the official Archipelago website in the description below if you guys want to check that out, because it is extremely fun, and a lot of the games are super easy to set up. We're getting rich. Okay, if I missed something, which I don't think I did, I will come back to it later. For now, let's go ahead and leave. And we also have to interact with the vases in the hallway and this painting. We are finding lots of money. We're not doing too shabby. But so I've been doing a lot of Archipelagos over the last year or so. But I've noticed that with the way that Luigi's Mansion works, and I've got to give huge props to the team that is working on this randomizer, because they pump out updates very frequently, and they have done a lot of amazing work with this randomizer, and I realized that it works really well as a solo randomizer, and this is my first time actually doing it as a solo randomizer. But with the way that it works, it just works really well for anything. Okay, so we can go into the kitchen and the ballroom. We're not gonna be able to do, no, not the kitchen, the dining room. We're not gonna be able to do a whole lot in the dining room. We'll be able to do the checks. We just won't be able to do the fight the guy in here. But yeah, I thought doing something like this would be a fun way to get back into trying to make videos and doing series like this, because it's something that I used to do a lot, and it's just I haven't done it in a really long time, and it's something that I definitely miss doing. But it's just, as of like the last few years, I just haven't really had any like major inspirations or any like any. I haven't like felt a reason to try to make a series out of anything. But this was the first thing that was like, I think this could make an interesting series. So if you guys want to see this be continued and to see it through to the end, definitely let me know, and I will do my best. I can scan the cheese to capture that mouse. Also, if you noticed a few minutes ago when I was in the hallway, I captured the gold mouse there. In the vanilla game, that's usually a chance mouse, which means that it doesn't always show up. There's a certain percentage chance that it will show up. I'm not entirely sure what the percentage is off the top of my head, but in the randomizer, it is always a 100% chance. It's not random, which is probably for the best, because it would be kind of annoying if if you had to try to get it to like show up. We can scan the portrait ghost's heart for hints, so we can see that my vacuum upgrade. Let's see where that is actually, because that would be pretty useful. The telephone room. Okay, so we won't be getting that for a while probably. Okay, so that's all we can do in there. I don't have the kitchen key, do I? No. Okay. All right, so let's go into the ballroom. The ballroom is probably the room with like the fewest checks. Get off me. One of my favorite sounds in the game. I'm sure you've also noticed that there are lots of traps. There's just Luigi's Mansion has a lot of checks, so there's a lot of room for there to be a lot of filler and checks. So if you've noticed that I've been receiving dust, that is what is known as a filler item, which basically means that it is there purely to fill in the gaps for where there's just nothing, basically. So in other words, it is literally nothing. And the traps are essentially the same thing. It just makes it a little more entertaining and makes it a little bit more difficult to do stuff. Luigi's Mansion has a incredible amount of traps, and the traps are really, really unique and really fun to see. Actually, let's go ahead and scan their hearts as well to see what their hints are. They give 2 separate hints because they have 2 separate hearts. Oh, no, not that. Okay, don't really care where my dust is. That's not useful. And small heart. Which, speaking of small hearts, as you can see, I have more than the vanilla amount of health, just to make it a little easier for myself, because the game is going to be littered with traps. Which does get a little annoying, and especially if you end up dying. And if you don't save, you will have to like redo stuff if you absolutely need to, which gets kind of annoying. But that being said, I gotta give major props to the people that are working on this randomizer, because there are a wild amount of very, very good quality of life changes that make the game just so much better of an experience to play compared to... Oh, I got my boob radar. Nice. So much better to play than vanilla. Which I'm sure you've probably already noticed. Probably the most obvious one is my walking speed. Usually in vanilla, Luigi's walking speed is extremely slow and kind of clunky. We are schmoovin', which is actually what the walking speed is called, which is funny. But yeah, and then another one that we just saw. I'm losing my vacuum a lot. Another one that we just saw is that when we capture booze, we don't have to talk to EGAD and save. And one of my personal favorites is we can press D-pad down and B to save at any point. And I think that's a huge quality of life change, because you usually can't save unless you go talk to Toad, which is fine. It's just kind of annoying, especially if you're like upstairs, because like then you have to like go all the way downstairs to find a Toad or something. I think that's a really good feature. We do not have that key. Okay, so we just got the kitchen key, so we can go do that. Oh, we found the water element. Okay. So actually, we'll be able to go to the boneyard too, because we actually got that earlier. There's also a... Oh god, no, no! My vacuum! The mouse! No! So there's also a chance mouse in the kitchen as well. The nice thing is, like I was saying earlier, with the chance mice, there is always going to be a 100% chance that they spawn. So if you end up missing it because of something like that, you can just leave the room and come back and recatch it. even if it is a squash trap. Let's get this guy out of here. So another thing is that... Okay, what the fuck was that? So another thing is that, as you can see, there is not a speedy spirit in there, which there usually is in the vanilla game. So speedy spirits are also checks, but none of them will spawn unless you are in blackout mode, which, for those that are familiar with the vanilla game, you know that the blackout is a section of the game usually. So in the vanilla game, you get to a certain point, you get to the 4th area, I think it is, and a blackout occurs, and then you have to go flip the breaker or whatever, and then you can't go back and do the blackout again unless you like load an old save or something. But when the blackout occurs, there is unique, I guess, like features of the blackout, where there are specific boss fights that only occur in the blackout, and specific speedy spirits that also only spawn in the blackout. So with the way that the randomizer handles it, once we are able to go into the basement, into the breaker room, we will be able to just flip the breaker at any point and just go into blackout mode. And we can go do those boss fights and capture those speedy spirits at any point. And the speedy spirits work basically the same way as the chance mice do, where if you miss it, which is a lot easier to do than the chance mice, honestly, because speedy spirits are kind of hard to capture, you can leave the room and come back and it'll be there again. But also, you don't actually have to capture it either. You don't have to capture the speedy spirits either. You can just stun them, and then once they disappear, the check will go through. So that is also very nice. Alright, so let's go ahead and suck up this dog. I don't know why Luigi's such an asshole. Luigi, the doggo is just living his best life. I don't know what he ever did to you. Okay, let's go ahead and go into the graveyard. Something else that I kind of neglected to talk about, because I mentioned that it existed and then kind of just glossed over it and didn't really talk about it. So if you notice that I said there are vacuum upgrades, what that means is once I receive those, so there are 5 of them in the pool. Okay, I'm having a hell of a time freaking trying to... Hello? Okay, oh my god, okay. So when I receive it... What is happening? Why are... Okay, thank you. That noise captured how I felt in that moment very beautifully. Just trying to freaking stun these ghosts, and they just keep disappearing, so... When I receive a vacuum upgrade, it makes my vacuum a little bit stronger. So I'll be able to capture ghosts a lot easier. Their HP will go down a lot faster. And if you're familiar with the vanilla game, it works the same way that the vacuum works in the hidden mansion. I'm not sure to what extent that the vacuum becomes better than the hidden mansion, because by default miserable. By default, there's only 1 vacuum upgrade in the pool. I have it set so that there are 5 because that's the max. I'm guessing that if there's only 1, your vacuum is only as good as the hidden mansion vacuum. But I believe if you have all 5 vacuum upgrades, your vacuum is much more powerful than what was going on there? Okay, that was a very bouncy jump. Uh, yeah, I believe if you have all 5 vacuum upgrades, your vacuum is much more powerful than the Hidden Mansion vacuum. And it is very, very nice to have, actually. It actually makes doing boss fights like this, like Bogmire, very easy and accessible. Because you can very easily one cycle them, which would also help with getting a higher rank. I don't think we'll have much issue hitting an A rank, even without golding every Portrait Ghost, which basically means that you get a rank on every Portrait Ghost, so like every main boss fight, or every like main ghost. Basically, any ghost that has like a gimmick, like the ghost we saw in the dining room there. That is what is referred to as Portrait Ghost, or the ghost we captured in the ballroom. Basically, the better you do them, and like the faster not faster, but like the less times you lose suction on them. It's a really weird way to word it, but the less times you lose suction on them, the better you do. So you can either get a gold, silver, or bronze on them. Okay, so we're already off to a pretty decent start. We already have 3 boos, so that's almost 1 boo per room that we've done. I guess you can say it's one boo per room that we've completed, I guess, if you want to look at it that way, since we haven't completed the dining room yet. So as you can see, the lights in this in this part of the hallway are on. That is because we have completed Bogmire. This part is still dark. I can't remember what triggers this one to turn on, but we only needed this part to turn on in order to get the check for turning the lights on. Which is another thing I neglected to talk about, that is a check. Basically, everything that you are able to do is a check. Yeah, so we have this key, so now we can go out into the courtyard, which you will see that we have officially touched grass. Yes, there is a check for touching grass, which actually I guess you probably already noticed that. I guess we already did the other 2 grass touching checks. I kind of forgot about that. So you might have already noticed that. We did that. So there are 3 grass touching checks in total, for the courtyard, the boneyard, and the graveyard. So we've completed all 3 of them. 3 of them now. You son of a bitch. I'm sure some of you have noticed how that the ghosts that the ghosts that are spawning are also randomized. So it could be any ghost type, any ghost basically. So we haven't seen any of them yet, but so you guys know that I have the water element. There are 3 elements. There's fire, water, and ice. There are elemental ghosts to correspond with those. So there's fire ghosts, and you beat those by spraying water on them. There are water ghosts, and you beat those by spraying ice on them. And there are ice ghosts, and you beat them by spraying them with fire. Currently, we only have the water element, so we'll only be able to beat fire ghosts, but we have not come across them yet. But my point is that since ghosts spawn completely randomly, there might be some rooms that would normally be beatable in vanilla gameplay that won't be beatable here, because they could potentially spawn a elemental ghost for an element that we don't have yet. Alright, let's see what Toad has to say. Toad wants to tell me where my diamond is. Okay. I don't need that currently, but if I feel that I am in need of money, then I will come back to that. Alright, let's go ahead and jump down into the well and say hello to Mario. Oh, speaking of elements, there's our fire element. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh. Well, that's another trap, Spooky Time. I think we've already seen that one, but Spooky Trap is Spooky Time is the least harmful trap because it just changes the game visually. We want to be careful here because there's a weird out of bounds thing that happens there if you walk at the ladder in a weird way. If you're using the fastest walking speed, it can cause some really weird glitches where you kind of just fall out of the level, and it's not ideal. But okay, so we don't have the key for the rec room yet. Okay, well actually we got the fire element, so let's go ahead and get the dining room all taken care of here. Light these candles, slip on a banana, as you do. Also, go ahead and take care of this tablecloth so I'm not sucking on it while I'm trying to suck on other things. Also, as you do. Fighting the portrait ghosts are pretty much the only thing that's not really random. I'd say I would say that the most like randomized boss fight experience or portrait ghost experience is the artist studio portrait ghost. And we'll probably see that eventually. You know, I kind of feel bad for this guy. I mean, it's kind of a mood. I mean, you know, you vacuum up someone's food. That's a good way to lose some fingers, and probably some toes. I don't know. So another thing with the booze is that just like in the vanilla game, there are like fake like traps basically. So it'll like the boo radar will be flashing red to make you think that there's a boo, but it'll be like a boo ball or a bomb. But there is something unique with the randomizer about the boos which is that they have extra locations they can hide in where they normally wouldn't hide. So say let's go into the kitchen here. Normally the boo can only hide in like I'm not really I think it's like the table and like basically just like the normal like this and then like the fridge and the stuff like that. But with the randomizer it adds a couple of like unique locations where boos can't normally hide. So like it could be hiding in the little light up there. So it makes it a little bit trickier to find boos. But it's a good time. Let's go ahead and open this chest for a gem. Nice. A ruby, excuse me. Alright, I didn't even realize that I've been recording for 35 minutes. I guess I should probably go ahead and capture this boo real quick. I guess I was just having that good of a time. Sometimes once you randomize, you just can't go back. Where is this boo at? I'm very confused. There he is. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's in the painting, but it wasn't doing anything for a minute. Alright, 6 boos in the first episode here. Really good progress. Although I went a little bit longer than I meant to. Real quick, to end off, I actually want to go back to the lab and go to the gallery to see if I can kind of show off. Okay, never mind. It apparently does not show the portrait ghosts in the gallery until you've actually portificationized them. But anyway, with that, really decent progress for the first episode. If you guys want to see more of this, let me know. Like I was saying before, I've been doing a lot of Archipelagos over the last year. I usually do them with a lot more games, and I tend to do them with my buddy Tim, and sometimes with Kelly the Gamer. But I'm always doing them over on my Twitch channel, so if you want to see that, I do them pretty frequently, honestly. So the link for my Twitch channel will be in the description below if you want to drop a follow and come hang out and chat. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, drop a like on the video. subscribe for more content, follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all this stuff, but especially Twitch because that's where I spend most of my time. All the links for that will be in the description below. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night or day. Take it easy, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.